Good morning, gang. Happy Thursday morning. All right, another issue to be aware of. Some of you guys live like me in a farming community. I mean, whether it's raising livestock, whether it's growing hay, vegetable farming, whatever, corn, soybeans, pick something, okay? Do you know how many of those people are tenant farmers? In other words, they're renters. They lease the land from a bigger landowner and farm it, okay? Make their living. What would you say if all of a sudden you were one of these people, these renters, and the landowner came up to you and said, "We're not renewing your lease, you're done. We're selling off your property." Okay? Now think about this. If you're a farmer, you own tractors and combines and all sorts of equipment that you need to run this farm. This isn't a small amount of people. In the United States, 2% of the farmland in the United States is farmed by tenant farmers. It's a lot of acreage, guys, okay? Don't just go, oh, it's only 2%, okay? It's a lot. Well, here's the problem. And again, it falls into another one of these, watch what's happening in Europe because it's coming here. In Great Britain, they are now buying or enticing landowners, if you will, to convert farmland into solar farmland. Okay? In other words, get rid of the cows, get rid of the fruits and vegetables, and put solar panels up. Now, y'all know I'm a big proponent of solar. Again, on an individual level, not on a commercial level. Okay? It doesn't work. It's proved time and again it doesn't work. It's a failure. Whether it's hailstorms in Texas, whether it's snowstorms in Germany, pick something. Okay? It does not work efficiently. But now they're going to shut down the food production to get more solar energy. Couple this with the war on cows, okay, that you have all these carbon reduction plans, these greenhouse gas emission goals that we need to be at 0% carbon emissions by 2050. We got to get rid of the cow farts. Start putting this into play, guys, as to what the global elites, the ones that think they're elite, okay, want. Bill Gates out there, we all need to eat this synthetic meat crap and stuff. Because all they're trying to do is weaken us. Beef is the one thing that makes one of the things, but a major thing. You look at where men are stronger in the world. I mean, physically stronger. It's in countries where you have a meat-rich diet. You look at countries where men are frail, where they don't have a whole lot of meat to eat, okay? We need those proteins, that muscle mass, because that's what's going to stop the takeover of these lunatics who want to kill us. Now, go back to the solar farm. How difficult is it to say, we're only going to put electricity to the castle and all the peasants get nothing? Change where wires run. Pretty simple. Okay? It's no different than you got electricity now. The electric company can go, switch, you're off. Okay? That's it. But if there is no fuel to be used, whether it's natural gas or coal or whatever, then the people can't even heat their home or do anything without permission from the government. go back to the Depression and look at all the pictures that you can find of kids walking the railroad tracks, okay, especially Appalachia, in the poorer communities in the country at the time, where they were picking up pieces of coal that had fallen off the train track because they could take that home and they could heat the house with a couple of lumps of coal, right? When they take it all away from us, we're not going to be, you can't just go out in your backyard and make yourself a solar panel. It doesn't work that way. So this is complete control of everything. That's what solar is. That's what they want. They will have complete control of the power grid. They get rid of the cows. They will have complete control of the food supply, and we can't be strong to resist. If you look deep into this, this is what their actual plan is. They want to turn us back into a feudalistic society, back into the Middle Ages, where you have the king and their court, and then all the peasants that get that we get what they graciously give us. Okay, go back to the stories of Robin Hood, right? But don't just think about it as the farmers, because if you want to know who one of the biggest land leasing companies is, it's everybody's favorite, BlackRock. Okay, how many of us know of neighborhoods or land around us that's owned by BlackRock? Well, when companies now see that they can get a greater return on their investment of land, okay, by letting the government put solar farms up than they can by building a house and dealing with tenants, guess what they're going to do? We'll see less and less housing built. Are you a renter now? Especially if you're in an older building. Hey, you know what? It's more cost effective for us to evict the renter, bulldoze the house, and put up a solar panel. Okay. In Europe, they are paying £1,200 per hectare. Okay. Now, you think, oh, gee, that's not a whole lot of money. Agreed. But now remember this, on that land, there's no cost to build a house. There's no cost to run infrastructure. I mean, gas lines, electric lines, sewer lines, streets, anything like that. It's just open field with a bunch of solar panels in it. Okay. There's no dealing with tenants who might not pay their rent and you got to work on collecting. It's just one guy sitting there going, oh, it's the first of the month. There's our check, deposit in the bank, because the government is running that solar farm. This is what we have to pay attention to. This is why I keep saying, watch what's going on in your local area. Because in a lot of places, including mine, where there is no zoning and you can do anything you want with the land, you can put up a house or a factory or a convenience store. What's to say that that farm that's next door to you, that the farmer doesn't decide, I don't have to work it and I get paid. Okay, I'm getting older. My kids don't want the farm, but the government will come in and pay me X amount of dollars to put solar panels up. I can keep my house. I don't have to do anything and I keep getting a check. There's going to be a lot of people that will be short-sighted enough too, not just the tenant farmers that are going to get screwed, but the rest of the neighborhood gets screwed, because if that farmer has nowhere to leave his land or no one to sell it to that wants to farm it, when the government comes in and says, hey, we can turn this into a solar farm, that's what he's going to do. And he'll live out his life with an extra income, Okay, he's 75 years old, and now he's collecting his Social Security, and he's collecting his rent on his land for the solar farm. And that's it. Okay. And now instead of looking at cornfields, you're looking at solar farm fields. And then they go, Mr. Jones, we want to expand. Are you willing to sell your land? Nope, this is my house. This has been my house for 40 years. I'm not leaving. Until they come in and go, eminent domain. Mr. Jones, you have till the end of the month to move out. These are things we need to pay attention to. A lot of the stuff we see, and I've said this for years now, a lot of the stuff we see happening in Europe, eventually it comes here. And some people say, oh, it'll never happen, right? Okay. Because we were never going to be forced to wear masks or social distance or anything like that, because Americans would stand up to the tyranny, right? Yeah. We saw how that worked. Get ready. Take care of yourself. Get with your community. Figure out what's going on in your area. The only one who cares about your community is the people that live in it. Don't think that big government or big pharma or Bill Gates or BlackRock or anybody like that gives a crap about your standard of living. All they care about is more money and more power for themselves. And if that means squashing a little guy, that's what they're going to do. The little guy, all of us little guys, need to band together and be a big guy with whatever it takes. Pinball out.